and we just didn't execute. It was very disappointing for us to go out there as an offense and kind of show what we showed. That's not to our standard. That's not how we play football here, and that was very disappointing. To have gone out, this week and played the way that we played, especially on my part, that's unacceptable.
Tua Tagovailoa sucks. There, I said it. Are you happy? I hope not, because I don't mean it at all. You may be thinking to yourself, why in the world is Barry dressed like that? Simple, it's to make a point. I'm a lifelong Boston Red Sox fan. Do you realize between 1918 and 2004, Boston Red Sox didn't win a World Series championship? That's 86 years we had to wait for a world championship. I'm also a lifelong Notre Dame fan. Notre Dame hasn't won a national championship since 1989. That's 33 years. Do you think there's ever been a time when I said I'm not rooting for the Boston Red Sox or I'm not rooting for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish? You think that's ever happened? Nope. No matter how many times they lost, how many times they failed to make the playoffs or a championship, I never bailed on them. You see, because true fans don't give up. They don't bail out on the team because they're not winning. I realize it's been 50 years since the Miami Dolphins won a Super Bowl. And right now, there's obviously a ton of problems wrong with the Miami Dolphins, both on offense and on defense. But Tua sucking isn't one of those problems. And there's no way I'm throwing in the towel on a team that I'm a fan of. Never did it with the Red Sox, never did it with Notre Dame, and I'm not doing that with the Miami Dolphins. I think there's a big reason why so many fans are upset. I'm going to get to that in a moment. But let's talk about what's going on with the Miami Dolphins. In these recent losses, and even during some of the wins, Tua has mentioned a problem that seems to keep coming up. He keeps saying, hey, listen, there's a problem here that we need to fix. And 14 weeks into the season, 15 weeks into the season, they still haven't figured this out. Listen closely to what he says and see if you hear it.
And we just didn't execute. It was very disappointing for us to go out there as an offense and kind of show what we showed. That's not to our standard. That's not how we play football here, and that was very disappointing.
You went about a month without missing, it seemed like, and now the last couple games, the offense has struggled, you've struggled. Anything you put your finger on?
Yeah, everything. From the communication to, getting the details right with our guys, and just being able to make plays for our team. And like I said, it is very disappointing for us to go out and do what we did. We worked too hard to put up a performance like that, to not be in rhythm, on time with certain throws, to not be able to execute some plays, and just not look like the football we've been playing earlier in the season, because we've seen consistent glimpses of our offense executing and doing well. And so to have gone out this week and played the way that we played, especially on my part, that's unacceptable.
It's obvious when you watch the game that things are out of sync. There's clearly a communication problem. There was a communication problem when the Dolphins were winning. They weren't getting plays in on time. This is a very complex offense that has been installed into the Miami Dolphins team. The entire organization has had to learn what this offense is, and it's just not clicking. That doesn't alarm me. You want to know why? Because I know this is the first year of Mike McDaniel's offensive scheme. He just put this entire offense together. Even with Tyreek, I didn't expect the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl in year one. No sane person would think that. The Dolphins are 8-5, still light years ahead of where they were, and they're still going to continue to improve. This is probably a 2 or 3 year process. If they get into the playoffs and move deep into the playoffs, that's just a bonus right now. Another reason why it doesn't concern me is that my life doesn't change based upon what happens with the Miami Dolphins, because I realize this is entertainment. It's sports. It's recreational. It's no different than seeing somebody get eliminated on Survivor or win the Amazing Race. It's entertainment. I'm not playing. You're probably not playing, but you're putting too much into it if it just affects your life to the point where you have to completely debase yourself on Twitter. Social media has exposed a vile underbelly in society. I'm not talking politics. I'm talking sports. People think nothing. They think twice of cussing people out because of what their team did or didn't do on a Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. I understand that most of the people watching this video aren't on Twitter, and if you're not, don't bother going on because it's just nasty. All of this vitriol over a football game. Can you imagine that? It actually makes me laugh, and I feel sorry for some of these people. I took a day off, did make a video yesterday, and just wanted to see the reaction across Twitter and see what people actually were saying and how they were bailing on Tua Tagovailoa and looking to bail on the Miami Dolphins. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was actually shocked, both with what I read and what I saw some people posting videos where they thought nothing to get on a video, put a camera in front of their face, and swear, and just be nasty about Tua and the Miami Dolphins. Why? We're 2 weeks away from Christmas. Aren't there some more important things that you need to be worried about? I have no intention of wading into that crap. I have no intention of being that much of a fanboy where it's going to disrupt my life, where I'm going to get angry, where my blood pressure is going to go up, where I'm going to scream and swear at people. It's entertainment, people. It's sports. It's recreation. What are you thinking? The Miami Dolphins lost. Okay. They played badly. Okay. To have had a very subpar performance again. Okay. But you know what? On Monday morning, the sun still rose. It was another day. It's another week. We're into Buffalo week. And just look at this game coming up and saying, hey, we could lose this one too. And you know what? On Monday, or Sunday rather, because it's a Saturday night game, it won't matter. It won't matter at all to your life. Enjoy the game. And if you don't enjoy the game, don't watch it. Don't let it drive you to the point where you've got to get on Twitter or some social media and just say the most vile things to people. Don't do it. I'm still a fan of the Miami Dolphins, just as I'm still a fan of the Boston Red Sox, just as I'm still a fan of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And I'm definitely still a fan of Tua Tagovailoa. A loss isn't going to change how I feel. It ain't going to happen. Let me know what you think. What do you say about this? And don't forget, tonight is Tua Tuesday, where I'm going to be live at 6:30 p.m. Join me then. Fins up.
Is anybody catching on to this Barry guy?